I'm back, motherfuckers. So it's been a while since I've been on YouTube. I am very sorry. Between my hectic ass schedule and my poor girl Maya over here, she's been crazy busy. Our schedules just weren't matching, and I like to be in a creative flow of things when I'm creating YouTube videos, and I was just kind of stuck. Like, I'm like, I don't want to really force anything. There was a couple people that I want to film with for a new series, and their schedules weren't matching up. So it was just a bunch of things. Like, no one's schedule was matching up. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to force it. When it happens, it happens. And so I'm back. We're not forcing it now. I do have a few people lined up that I'm going to be doing videos with, which I'm really excited about. What I've been wanting to do for a really long time is bring people onto my channel that are going to motivate you guys. I follow people because they motivate me, they inspire me, they have a story behind them. So the next few videos that you'll see with me where I'm doing collaborations with people, it's for that sole purpose, so that you guys can get motivated and get inspired and get excited when you watch these videos. So thank you so much for sticking along this crazy ride. Sorry that I've been away, but I promise it'll be consistent kind of from now on. So thank you again, and I hope you guys enjoy the next few videos. But we're supposed to be at the gym in 20 minutes, and these cramps are killing me. Definitely need some of this right now. I know it's weird, I just puked and now I'm gonna have some pre-workout, but my cramps kicked in last night around midnight, so I did not sleep. So I definitely need to pick me up. I'm gonna grab one last thing. Oh, hey friends. So I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I travel with a heat pad. I take the cover off because it's hotter without the cover. It says do not take the cover off, but I like it like this. So I drove with this on. We've been driving for like 25 minutes to get here. Drinking my pre-workout, I do feel a little bit better. The Midol's kicking in. So hopefully I can get through this workout without throwing up or feeling like absolute dog shit. But we're training with Allie today. I absolutely love her. She is inland about an hour. So she drove an hour this morning to come train with me and get this footage for you guys. So without further ado, let me chug this and then we'll get in there.
Do we look pretty? That's the biggest thing. If my bangs are split, tell me. Because once I start sweating, I'm okay.
It's because they're going to be stuck to your face.
Once I start working out, I'm okay. I don't care what I look like.
All right, YouTube. This is my girl, Allie. How long we've known each other for now? Since the beginning of time?
A while.
It feels like...
We've been trying to get this together for like years.
Probably 4 or 5 years. And we met on Instagram. We did. And then we officially met at an expo. And I can't put my finger on which one because she's literally all over the place. Like there were like places where I'm like, what? You're in Orlando? Like what is happening? And
it's not Where's Waldo. It's Where's Allie Q-Dub.
Yeah. So she's literally everywhere. And we've been, like she said, we've been trying to get this video, a workout in together for years.
At least over a year, 2 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna train shoulders today, as you can tell.
Sunday shoulders.
Yeah. As you can tell, this girl has some delts on her. So she's gonna put us through her workout. And this is kind of early. This is kind of early for me. I haven't trained this early in a while.
It's a little early for me too.
Well, I'm extra caffeinated, and I took extra Midol to get me through this workout. So.
And I did eat some garbage last night to try and get a good pump today. So
cute little shit. Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Let's have fun. They're awesome. Custom made, one of a kind.
This is me pretending to warm up. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Yep, that looks about right.
Funny because I was like, told my girlfriend on Friday, please spray tan me. Not even like, we didn't even have this plan.
Oh, sure.
I'm like, oh God, I'm not white.
How do you deal with people staring at you?
Honestly, I don't. I just let them stare. And obviously coming into this type of atmosphere or places where I'm not known, people do stare. And then the best part is I didn't do it today, but sometimes I'll have on a sweatshirt, I'll warm up in that, then I peel it off and they're like, oh my God. They're like, whoa, didn't expect that under there. So I just ignore it and don't let it bother me. I think I'm pretty confident of who I am. And I just...
Have you always been that way?
I have. And luckily, I give that 100% to my mother. She raised me to be the person I am, and my father, and let me do what I wanted to do and figure out who I was. And, if I can't do it, I'm the one to figure out I can't do it. And didn't restrict me. And that has a lot to do with how I was being confident and just being who I am and walking into a room. And obviously people have questions. A lot of times if I go to like a big corporate gym, people always want to talk, and I don't have time to talk. Time. So I'm trying to get in there and get out, and that's the biggest thing. I did have one time I was doing legs. Like if I do legs, people are always watching. And I went into...
I wonder how she's going to do that exercise.
I was somewhere, I was traveling, and I was doing legs, and it was like 2 plates. And I was at a Gold's Gym, and there was mirrors all over, and I could see every eyeball on that mirror. Like I was like, no, stop, don't look at me. But that's awesome. I don't know.
That's fucking awesome. Because I sometimes don't know how to deal with it when Brad and I are out in public and people stare at him because he's such a big guy, and people will be like, look, like tapping their significant other or tapping their family to look at Brad. And I get so fired up because I'm like, why are people so fucking rude? Like, just go about your business. Brad he's like, I've always been a big guy, so it's never really bothered me. But when I see other people staring at people that I love in like a weird way, I want to approach them and be like, hey, what's your problem? What the fuck you staring at?
There's times where kids will say something and it's like enough, or I'll try and talk to the kid and they'll, I'm like, and then their parents are saying stuff and I'm like, okay, that's when I'll be like, time out, and I'll talk to the parent like, come on now.
Let me pull you aside real quick.
Right.
All right.
It's just...
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with standing laterals. So we'll do about 20 reps. 12 will be just regular, normal speed. And then the last 8 will be super slow, negative, to really force the mind-muscle connection and use those.
How many sets do you do?
I usually do about 4 of everything. Does that work?
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. Come on.
Okay, so I've never done those before. Yeah, earlier she was saying that she's gonna do laterals at the end with 30 pounds. I have never seen a day where I've done laterals with 30 pounds.
No, I'll give you my hooks. You'll try with my hooks.
Okay, I'll try with the hooks. But
No, so the thing I've noticed in my training, and you'll see I do a lot of time under tension and slow stuff. With my body structure and bone structure, I really have to focus that I'm doing form right.
got it.
Because I have my arms are bowed, which is that's straight.
Yeah.
So I've got to make. Sometimes they'll like flare out and
Yeah.
do things because of the nature of the bone.
Got it.
So I'm really trying to make sure that I focus on
tracking on
like
that.
that I'm hitting the the delt
Right.
and where I want to work, because the tendency of a lot of little people is they want to lift a lot of heavy weight, but then they start like swinging where they're like full on using
Right.
their back, they're using other parts of their body that isn't effective.
Right.
And so I always try and tell them, slow down, use a different type of weight, and I promise you it'll be
And that's
effective.
what you were doing with your TV show, right?
I did.
She was on TV.
I was, and it just aired again.
Did
like,
it?
In the middle of the night, because I had all these people like that have insomnia.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, oh my God, there you are. It was kind of fun.
What was it? What was the show?
It was called Big and Little.
Okay.
It aired on TLC.com. Unfortunately, it didn't get picked up.
Okay.
But it's still airing worldwide. It just aired in Brazil. I know that because I have a lot of new Brazilian
Followers? Yeah.
and fans. So I'm glad that it's still airing and
Nice.
out there for people to see. 'Cause it's really motivating.
Yeah.
You can watch it on TLC.com, Big and Little. I trained 2 overly, morbidly obese little people for 9 months
Wow.
and changed their lives. Yeah,
9 months.
9 months.
Guys, what you can do in 9 months is incredible. So that's awesome that you guys were able to capture that.
They weren't
journey.
even like able to walk when I met them, but they could obviously
Right.
when we parted ways.
Right.
So
Are you still friends with them?
I talk to them occasionally.
Yeah. God, I was trying to buy us some time in between these sets.
What time?
Okay. Just a gym where little people can go to that you know of. No?
No. But through my whole process over, because I started this 8 years ago, I was 140 pounds fat and didn't look like this. I was trying to avoid back surgery and other surgeries that are caused by our dwarfism because my spine is curved. And so with obviously the more weight we have on our hips and lower back, it puts more pressure on the end of the spine where all the nerves are. And that's where like to have feeling in your fingers and to feeling in your legs and walking and everything, that's where it is. So I wanted to avoid surgery, and at 35 that's like already something that's like not normal. And so that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna lose weight. And so I started losing weight, and then I became addicted to fitness. Became addicted to competing.
Was there a turning point that you're like, okay, I need to get into fitness?
That was
a doctor visit that you were like,
no, it wasn't me. It was friends that had just recently gone through some surgeries, and they're like 100% fused, but one, so they can do a few functions by themselves, like go to the bathroom and other things. So I just didn't want that to be me. And I was already still healthy, but I was like, I better save this before I have anything else wrong, and so I did. So then over time, as I was doing that, everybody in our Little People organization was like, how are you doing this? What are you doing? And so I started a support group on Facebook called Health and Exercise for Little People.
That's awesome.
And it's still, to this day, one of the biggest support groups for little people on Facebook. And so I post motivation, I post videos, I post modifications. Other people are now posting like their transformations over the years, so it's really cool, and it's worldwide. So you get all kinds of content from little people all over. And I'm very strict with who's a member of it. You have to be a little person or a parent to a little person. There's a lot of private information that's been shared, so it's really motivating to see these other people that are getting healthy and weren't able to do things and now are, and obviously showing them too that be confident, go into a gym, because this is not made for me to use, but I could probably use almost all of this equipment in here.
I have
I have seen her do some crazy shit by just adding a band or adding a stool somewhere. Like, she has literally used every piece of equipment in this gym just by modifying it a little bit, and just it's being creative. And like she said, owning the space, just walking in and being like, you know what, I'm here to fucking train. Like, I want to train too. But when she comes in here, she can modify any machine, jimmy rig anything. She's basically Mission Impossible style when she comes in here.
Use, but might be able to with somebody is the old school leg extension. But I have new modifications at my gym for legs and things that I've recently incorporated that have, like, when people find out about it, because I've kept it really secret, they're gonna be like, holy cow. But I can tell you, I did show Tom Platz for quads, and he gave me 2 thumbs up. Yes. So
if Tom Platz is giving you the thumbs up on a quad workout, you know you're doing something right.
He's like, that's very creative. All right.
This is why I wanted to train shoulders with her.
So that I have to get used to my traps. They get in the way. Hold the traps down. I don't ever train with traps anymore.
No one should have an excuse as to why they can't do something, or if they don't have the equipment to do something. If she can jimmy rig anything in here to make it work for her, so can you. I don't like when people give me the excuse. I mean, I'm sure you can't even deal.
No, I
like,
can't.
Don't give me the fucking excuses.
Regardless of
Yeah.
height or anything, because I
Yeah.
can guarantee there's enough in here to do it, to accomplish. All you need is like 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Right.
Just, my biggest thing is little people need to move, and they don't move. Once you start moving, then it's much easier to get around and function and accomplish.
It's almost like a catch-22, right? Like, it's hard to move, but you need to start doing it so it gets easier. So it's a double-edged sword. I know it sucks for anyone really at the beginning of any fitness journey. It's gonna suck, but just the more you do it, the more you practice at anything, the easier something becomes, and the flow will just start happening. So you need to start moving in order for the movement to feel
When I was
better.
training the 2 individuals, the girl was my size at 3 foot, well, an inch shorter, 3'10". I'm 3'11". 215 pounds. How much does Brad weigh? He's a big dude and weighs a lot. But just imagine somebody my size with that weight.
I mean, that's stressful.
Everywhere. 23 years old. So.
All right, so these are her hooks.
These are my hands. I use them on any kind of pull exercise. Obviously, my grip is small, so I don't want to worry about having to lose grip. I want to worry about like focusing on the weight, and so I just let these do the work. That's another myth. Like, because of my size, people think, oh, you don't drink a lot of water, you don't eat a lot of food. I eat probably more food than most and drink just as much water as anybody else. Our insides are the same size. My torso is the same size as yours. My insides, my stomach, everything is the same size as yours. That's not different. It's just the bone structure. That's it.
She also drinks a lot of water and eats a lot because she's a women's physique competitor.
And smallest women's physique or smallest woman to ever step stage for NPC. Ever.
When's your next show? Are we allowed to tell?
We can tell.
Okay.
Not going to say what show.
Okay.
June.
Okay.
Maybe before. But June for sure. And then taking a break.
Okay.
Well, not taking a break, but getting ready. Then December.
Ooh.
For the new show that was just added.
In December? There's a new one?
Masters USA's.
I did hear that. Okay.
And a lot of people don't think I'm old enough, but I could be an over 35 and over 40. So I will be hoping probably one of those or both. So we'll see.
Yes.
By the way, I'm 43.
You look like you're 20-something. I hate you. That's exciting shit. So Allie and I had this conversation at an expo.
Probably.
Yeah, it was at an expo, but whenever I'm speaking to someone, and I don't know if it comes from like the years of me serving tables, I always do this. I always come down to like, I want to be eye level. And so I asked her, I was like, does this offend you? Do you remember me asking you that? I'm like,
yeah.
Me coming down and speaking to you so we're at eye level, does that offend you or would that offend a little person?
To me, it doesn't bother. I'm okay with looking up, looking down, whatever's comfortable for you. Sometimes I might even
Come up here.
I want to be up here at your level.
Okay, cool.
But it doesn't bother me. I do know some people it does bother them.
Yeah.
I just obviously want you to be comfortable because I'm comfortable, and I totally get it because some people do bend down. My pet peeves are don't touch my head.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
That
I would never do that to anyone because I even know.
And then I get called kiddo all the time. Don't call me that either. And then obviously, a lot of people think I'm another little person or somebody else, and so that kind of irks me because it's like, no, look at me. I don't look like her at all.
Right.
Just because we're little, don't assume. And that happens to a lot of little people, and I think they don't like that.
Right.
Like they want their own personality and own identity.
So, question: pet peeves in the gym. Do you have pet peeves in the gym?
Pet peeves in the gym?
Like when people don't re-rack their shit?
Yes.
Because it makes it difficult.
Re-rack. Oh, okay. That like we'll go use like probably in the back a hammer strength machine.
Yep.
Guarantee you, the machine I pick will have 45-pound plates on it. They're over my head. I can't take them off the machine, so I have to find somebody. Can you help me? And then I've asked people to like hand me things before, and they give me attitude like, I don't want to work out with you. I'm like, I didn't ask for that. I just need help. Maybe pulling the cable, the cable pulley down or something like that. There are people that are they don't want to be bothered, and it's like, I'm sorry to bother you, but I just need a little help. I can do it all on my own.
Right.
But probably re-racking weights is a huge thing because of I even going on legs. Okay, I'm gonna go leg press over there, and the guy leaves 4 or 5 plates on. I may leave a couple of those on, but I gotta unrack all that all by myself. I don't train typically with anyone. I like to just do it on my own.
Yeah.
And so it takes time.
Yeah.
And I'm really busy, just like yourself.
Yeah.
And so those extra little minutes, and I like to go.
Like, honestly, and not obviously not the same thing, but when I tore my quads last year and I was using the walker, and I could still come in here and train upper body, But for me to move something out of the way, I physically couldn't bend down to get out of the way. I've had friends in here that are in wheelchairs, that if someone lays a plate on the floor, they can't get around. So yes, it's about gym courtesy to re-rack your fucking weight and like being an adult, but also be aware that there's other people that may not be able, or it's gonna cause a struggle, an obstacle for them just to use the machine because you were too much of a dick to put back your weight. Thanks, Allie.
True.
All right, hold on. This is where we put the pin in, Allie. I have PTSD from this machine. This is where I put my quad.
Then we don't have
No. As long as I put the pin in, good.
Oh shit. There's a pin? Never knew
She
that.
said, oh shit, is there? There's a pin?
There's a pin?
Yeah.
Hello, because you know how many times I've been on that and it's fallen?
That's exactly, it wasn't this one, it was the one next to it. I was sitting on it backwards, and the seat collapsed, and it forced me into the split position with 90 pounds over my head. And then these things just snapped. Always put, because
I never knew there was I've never seen that.
when the ridges give out, like
Right.
there's
No, I know there's nothing.
there, right?
There's nothing for this to hold on to.
No, there's no grip to it. So always put the pin in, kids.
That is, you learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
Seriously, I have not used this machine since my injury. Making me step outside of my comfort zone right now. Ugh.
I got you.
Yeah, just go ahead and spot me from back there.
Woo. Come on. Let's go. 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 Come on. Come on. Let's go, Steph.
Woo! Shit. So we're doing like partial, full, partial, full, and we only need five, I guess, rounds of that because it's actually really taxing. Holy shit. Oh my god, these are the hardest things I've ever done. We are never training with Allie again. She's fucking kicking my ass. I said I need to drop weight because I can't get that fifth rep. And she's adding weight.
Just a nickel.
No, she's not even for her height. She is stronger than me.
Yeah, but we're stronger than me too because
Yeah.
proportional height.
Yes.
Amazing.
And everybody thinks I'm lightweight. I'm not.
No.
I feel a lot heavier than I weigh. Come on.
Okay. All right, Allie. I see you.
And I love like using bands because I'm.
My current situation. Thumbnail. Allie killing me. And these cramps killing me.
Ring wraps? I don't know.
Oh. And you just hook them onto here. Okay, got it. The bag of tricks.
It is the bag of tricks.
But at least she has no fucking excuses.
No. And these
You
are,
get it done.
Yeah.
My cramps are fucking killing me. I am so uncomfortable right now. It's our last set. And then I get to breathe.
For a little person, my short stature, okay, a little anatomy. I have achondroplasia dwarfism,
Okay.
which means I have short limbs, normal torso,
Okay.
curved legs, or curved bowed legs, bowed arms. My fingers are not like most, but most of them they have this big V. They can't.
Oh, okay. They won't go straight.
They won't go straight.
Okay.
I also have this arch in my nose, enlarged skulls. Those are pretty much our characteristics.
Okay.
I have as much skin as an average size person. Just like I was talking about earlier, all my organs, everything
Yeah.
are the same size. So we have a tendency, obviously with shorter limbs, extra skin, where does all your fat go? Arms, legs.
Yeah.
So, obviously my arms has taken a long time to develop the muscularity and
Yeah.
everything. Obviously, we all have it under there. It's just uncovering the layers.
Yeah.
But we do carry our fat deposits in our arms and our legs. So legs have been really difficult for me, obviously because of equipment not being made for someone 47 inches tall.
Yeah.
And I do like coming to gyms like this because it is older school equipment, which if you look at history, and a lot of old school bodybuilders are shorter,
Yeah.
so the equipment's made for on the short side. But it definitely, legs have been an issue, and everybody, that's one of the biggest things is I get from other little people and women are, how did you get your arms and how did you get your legs? Because we all have,
That's the problem area.
that's the problem, the
Yeah.
problem area. I mean, yeah, we all have problem areas can be here too, but it's getting rid of this and having these arms because my arm didn't look like this.
And not
Originally.
just, but I think just women in general have a hard time getting developed arms because that's the number one compliment that I would get when I was bartending. Like, oh my God, your arms! How did you get your arms that way? So yeah, I totally feel you on that.
Yeah.
But I think with, you know, just kind of closing this out, if you can give people one, not just little people, just people in general, advice, that one piece of advice that I think has helped you along the way, what would it be?
Mindset. Honestly, mindset
Boom.
is so key to this.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I think people set goals too high. I always set my goals small because then I'm going to hit all those small goals, and at the end of the day, I'm going to accomplish that one big goal. Like somebody asked me the other day, what's your biggest accomplishment you've ever had?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I've had it yet. I mean, I have a ton of accomplishments. I'm very successful in what I do in the fitness world, outside of the fitness world, and I think just, you know, I set small goals because I ultimately hit those goals, and then it's a victory for me.
Right.
And that's what I've told, like, all these people set their expectations. I'm going to lose 60 pounds in these many, you know, so many weeks. Well, they don't, and then they
feel like a failure.
Feel like a failure.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, I'm going to lose 5 pounds,
Right.
and you hit that, oh, wow.
Small victories along
Yeah.
the way. Yeah.
And mindset is such a huge thing because, again, if you don't have that mindset to do something, then you're not going to want to
Yeah.
accomplish it.
You've heard it, people. It's not just me ranting about positivity and mindset. You heard it from Allie here. So where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I do have a YouTube. Don't do a ton on it. Obviously, Twitter. My same social media handle throughout is AllieQDub, and that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Like I said, she has Jimmy rigged everything in this gym. She has no excuses. She finds a way to get it done. And again, if this doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. So, till next time, guys, thank you for tuning in. Allie?
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. It was a pleasure, a lot of fun to finally work out with you.
I know, finally. So, we're going to go grub. Bye.
Hey guys, so it is February 20th, Wednesday. I go into surgery tomorrow. So how this all came about was I've had really bad menstrual cycles since the beginning of time. I actually, when the first time I got my period, I think I was like 11 or 12. And up until I was about 13, I would miss 3 or 4 days out of the month from school. Thank God my aunt was a stay-at-home mom. She would pick me up from school when I was in a lot of pain. And at 13, the doctors recommended that I get on birth control. So I was on birth control from the age of 13 till about 28. So 15 years. Is that 15 years? That's more. How much is that? 15?
13 to 28.
Yeah, 15. Wow, I did math. So 15 years. And I got off of it, not because Brad and I were trying to have kids. It was mostly because it wasn't helping me anymore. My cramps were coming back and I was getting a fever. I was throwing up. They would last for about 10 days, excruciating pain. So finally, I started talking to my doctor about it. I thought it was just a thing that's how periods are supposed to be, really. I know some people had them worse. And some of them had them a little more mild. So anyways, I was at the doctor's office and I told her, I was like, I'd like to get tested for endometriosis. And unfortunately for endometriosis, the only way you can truly test for it is to go in laparoscopically. And she's like, let's do a vaginal ultrasound, which means they basically go in with a wand and do an ultrasound internally as opposed to a regular ultrasound from the surface. And during the ultrasound, the technician was chatting with me and everything was fine. And then she got to my right side where I was feeling a little tender from my pelvic exam that they did. And as soon as she got to the right side, she stopped talking and she started taking pictures. And I was like, oh, fuck. In my head, I'm like, great, what's going on? And they didn't call me till the next day. And that's when they told me that they had found a polyp in my cervix, which is basically a growth on my cervix. And they found a cyst on my ovary. First, it was just, she said, on my ovary, cyst on my ovary. So I wasn't really stressed out. As much as I actually started getting really stressed out a few days ago when I had my pre-op appointment. And that's because I stupidly asked her how big the cyst was. And it is almost 3 inches wide and it's inside of my cervix. And that's when she started using words like compromise. It may compromise your ovary. So needless to say, I've been really fucking stressed the last few days. I had a little mental breakdown with Brad the other night. As we were watching a TV show, something came up and I immediately got super emotional and he asked me what was wrong and it just, everything kind of came together and I realized how scared I am to have surgery and I'm scared to potentially compromise this ovary. And for it to screw me up long term, hormones they drive everything in your body basically. So surgery's tomorrow morning. I have to be at the hospital at 7:30 a.m., procedures at 8:30. It should only take about an hour and a half. And it's same day. I'll come home tomorrow afternoon after I get out of the anesthesia grogginess, which I'm hoping Brad will get some clips of for you guys so we can at least laugh about something. But yeah, so that's my current situation. It fucking sucks. I've dealt with issues with my reproductive system for years. I had precancerous cells in my cervix when I was in college, and they froze a piece of my cervix off. Like I said, I've had, really intense menstrual cycles since I was 11 or 12. I actually have had 2 ovarian cysts rupture while I was in high school, and it was excruciating pain. And that was something else that I've been stressed out about. I haven't really been training as hard because I'm scared that the cyst that's so big that it's going to rupture. What if it ruptures while I'm training? What if it ruptures while I'm driving? So I've literally been walking on eggshells since they told me I had this thing. But at least they caught it early. For the most part, not for the most part, the doctor seemed really calm about it. She's been practicing medicine since even before I was born. So this procedure is something that's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to take this ovary out. Take this cyst out. So the way that she's explaining it to me, it seems like this is just a routine procedure for her. So that keeps me really calm in that sense. But we'll see you guys tomorrow's surgery day and I will keep you guys posted.